All right, welcome to the Bet Big Talk Loud podcast for Friday, February 20th. I am Chris Hodge. Got my main man JR with me. We got a great show planned. We have Disney legend and voiceover actor Bill Farmer coming on later in the show. He does some great voices.
It's going to be so much fun.
Leghorn, Goofy. He's been voicing Goofy since 1987.
Guy made my childhood.
Absolutely.
I mean,
100%.
Literally.
So that's going to be a fun interview, and we'll have that coming up in about a half hour. First things first. Congratulations to the women's hockey team.
Oh, that was great. That really, my wife actually called me. She said, I was in tears watching it. I'm like, that's the chick thing to do. I mean,
but still, it was great job.
Great job.
Great job.
I mean, they earned it. They were far
100%.
superior to everything. When we in the prelims beat up on Canada, I looked at my buddy who knows hockey real well. I was like, oh man, this is going to be tough.
Why? We're not on the damn team.
Wait a minute. I came to you yesterday and said, hey, since it's the Olympics, can we get away with saying we?
Our national hockey team. Our women's national hockey team. We're not on the team.
I'm looking in the camera.
No we.
His original thought, as soon as I asked him, he goes, yeah, for the Olympics you can. And then he backtracked and said, wait a second, you really can't say we because you're not training with them. I'm like, no.
You're not on the damn team.
His original comment, because that's what he really feels, is when it comes to the Olympics, we can say we.
All right. So I did say that. I'm not going to. I did say that. The goal by Keller. Fantastic
awesome
goal.
I mean, and it couldn't come from somebody better. I mean, they've been together for. She's going to still, be around. And Hillary Knight coming through the way she did, with the tying goal, just really was exciting.
Yeah, good for them.
I mean, I can't sit here and tell you I've ever watched women's hockey before.
No, I have not either. But you feel a sense of national pride.
No
you're
doubt
rooting for the USA team, unless you're me, and
Well, also with no NHL for 3 weeks, it's like, where's my fix, man? I need to. Well, I got to get my hockey,
I was a hated man around here for like 3 days ago. So true story, hand to God. I did lose this bet, all right? When Sweden played the United States in men's hockey, I actually did bet Sweden. And I had people walking around.
You actually bet Sweden?
You know this, man. I was getting obliterated around here.
It's a good thing that my office is in Siberia.
Far. The other wing. The other wing. We barely see each other during the day.
I did take Finland when they were losing to the Swiss, when they were down 2-0, plus 1.5 was juicy.
Canada when they were down 2-0 to Finland earlier today.
Yep.
You know they're going to come back and win the game. And as we're doing
They got lucky. And as we're doing this, right, go ahead and finish that.
Yeah, USA is playing Slovakia. Again, we do this podcast around 3 o'clock Eastern time on Friday. USA was up 1-0 when we
USA was up 1-0. It was still the first period. I'm crazy that hopefully we can close this out and I can get in there and still see the second and third period.
Just keep saying we, man. Just keep saying we.
I said we can close this out. Is this no longer a we?
Okay, I got
We're not in a we?
My apologies.
All right.
I misunderstood what you said.
Now, I guess the pronoun we is out. We can no longer use it.
I have to mention a great bar. You and I know this place not too far away from the office, about 10 minutes in Lindenhurst. The Spread. Christmas party there. I mean,
great place.
If you are looking to go watch some games and have a great time, go visit the Spread in Lindenhurst. Ask for Connor if you want to check them out on Instagram. It's the Spread NY. Okay, and then on basic websites, the Spread barandgrill.com. But man, what a place! The waitresses and the bartenders, great, very friendly.
What I like about it is it's not a giant place. They keep it small, quaint. Televisions everywhere, really sports oriented. Game. If there's a game on that you're looking for, they'll put it on for you. It's a really good place and great. Great beverages.
No, they do a great job over there. Connor's doing a great job. And it's called the Spread. I love this saying. You lose 100% of the parlays you don't take.
That's right. That's right.
That's a great saying. So, if you're looking to go have a great experience watching some games, gambling in action, and having a couple
We've had our holiday parties there.
Absolutely. Go visit the Spread in Lindenhurst. And again, ask for Connor. Tell them Chris Hodge sent you and JR, and they'll take great care of you. Before I get to the Chicago Bears.
Okay.
All right. I just read this article before we came in to do the podcast. Okay. And it was Chris Russo, Mad Dog, right? And he was talking about Tony Clark, who had an affair. It appears that he slept with his brother's wife. And Chris Russo, all right. Chris Russo did it. You know what? Let me get the exact quote, because I don't want when you're quoting someone, you don't want to misquote them. You don't want to say something that's not accurate.
Is he close with his brother?
Well, listen, I would assume not anymore, man.
I
right?
mean, but no, that's kind of important. Like, were they very close, or did they hate each other?
It was due to an inappropriate relationship with his sister-in-law who's in her 50s. He goes,
inappropriate? That means banging her?
What? He goes, this Chris Russo is great. What's so inappropriate about that? I don't understand. This happens all the time. Why would that be considered inappropriate? So I guess we can just...
Oh, man. I would not want to be Chris Russo's brother-in-law at that point.
Right.
Like, wait, what?
Right. Wait, you think banging my wife is okay? Not inappropriate? Bro, there's nothing more inappropriate
There
than
is
that.
nothing more inappropriate.
Unless
Not even
you're
that.
banging your niece.
First
there's
off,
nothing worse.
if you're a single guy, I don't even know if he is or he isn't, but if you're a single guy, anything, friends, family, that's all off limits. There's so many fish in the sea. That must be one piece of ass. I mean, that's probably, is that misogynist? I got to be careful.
No, but like, I don't care, piece of ass or not. Yes, you said something great and then you fucked it up, right? Everything friend related, family off fucking limits.
Oh, it's period. End of discussion. Like, there should never even be a discussion. Yo, were you flirting? No. But period.
Odd that Chris Russo doesn't feel that, if you bang your brother's wife, that's not inappropriate. But I just saw that before we came in. So let's get to the Chicago Bears. Okay. They are I believe the second oldest team in the league. I think the Arizona Cardinals organization. The Cardinals organization, I believe, is the oldest in terms of overall years. Chicago came into, they were called I think DeKaley something, like DeKaley Staters, something like that. In 1920.
But when they made the league,
Chicago's the oldest.
They were one of the four original teams, absolutely. Correct? And
they played at either Wrigley Field or Soldier Field.
Correct.
And they've been a Chicago Bears since 1922. So if you haven't heard the story or whatever, so let's go with, first of all, the politics in Chicago. I mean, do you really need any? I mean, you just know Chicago. I mean,
if I need to bring my Kevlar with me to go to a business meeting,
I mean, you can't possibly fuck up a great city more than the politicians have fucked up that city.
It's sad. I've been all over this country. I've never been to Chicago. Oh, so it's one of the few places I've not been.
So
I
was there last year with my football team.
It's supposed to be amazing, beautiful. And now it's turning into a massive shithole.
I forget the hotel we stayed at, but we were right on the Riverwalk, right on it. Like and it was beautiful, phenomenal, awesome city. I walked around it,
right? Big city.
Yeah, I walked around it early in the morning on game day. That's the routine that I do, tradition that I do. But if you're Chicago and you lose anything to Hammond, Indiana, there's a problem.
You're not losing your team. That's first off. The New York Jets and the New York Giants do not play in the state of New York. They're still the New York Giants and the New York Jets. And guess what? The people of New York got over it. They bitch about it. Oh, why do I got to go to Jersey? You know why? Because your fucking real estate is too expensive and there's not enough of it. So if you got to go a little hop and a skip, because if you go look on a map, it's not like this place is, going to take an hour and a half to get to all of a sudden for somebody from Chicago. It's cheaper for the team.
So I'm gonna bring something up.
Much more convenient.
I'm gonna bring something up. So to your point, they were originally looking at Arlington Park. Okay, which is about 30 miles from Soldier Field. Where they're looking in Hammond, Indiana, it's about 20 miles.
It's closer.
Here's the holdup. Arlington Park is Illinois. Hammond is Indiana.
I don't care.
You don't care.
I would not care. I would not care. As long as, listen, if it's more convenient for me to get to the game, why am I going to get angry? The fact that I stepped over a state line. I'm in Indiana. I can't, all of a sudden I got to be a Colts fan now?
All right, so now.
So are the people of Indiana that are going to root, and there's a lot of fans that root for Chicago.
Absolutely.
Are they traitors? They're not Colts fans?
Oh, but here's my issue with this whole thing. Like, are they still going to be called the Chicago Bears playing in Indiana?
Of course. Come on.
They're not going to be called the Hammond Bears?
No. And I think you're asking that as, that's got to be rhetorical.
Could you imagine if that happened? The Hammond Bears?
Oh, man. Hallis would be literally flipping in their grave.
So you made a great point about the Jets and Giants, but I think there are some differences.
I still can't believe they share a stadium, but that's another whole conversation.
I mean, so where they are, well, first of all, you should never share anything with the Jets. That's just doom, right? You do that. That's not good. So where they're located, and obviously we're more familiar with the New York, New Jersey area. They're really not that far away from New York. It's like 8 minutes across the river, right?
It's right there.
It's right there. And you can see the skyline. I mean, the stadium's a dump. They spent $1.6 billion to build the most disgusting stadium of all time.
Probably one of the 1.6 went to bullshit, and $600 million built the stadium.
The unions?
Yeah, I mean, all the corruption. I mean, we can get into that's a whole nother show, boy.
I think it's a little different. I understand that they play in New Jersey and they're called the New York Jets and the New York Giants. I get that. And that always...
And no one cares.
No one cares. Agreed. But, New York is a state, right? And they are the New York Giants.
New Jersey's a state.
But Chicago isn't a state. Chicago is a city.
Okay, but that's still where the team originated and played as and represents and has represented for 100 years.
Is there anything
How far is it from Chicago to this place, Hammond? Like what? I know you said 20 miles, but like if you put it into
40 minutes,
40 minutes
with traffic, But you got to figure Arlington is further, right? So you
gotta be.
Here is an issue I have because this is as Bears gets, right? You finally got something going good. You finally got a good coach. You finally hit on a quarterback for the first time in your life.
Yeah, but they get a new stadium.
But now they're arguing whether to stay in Chicago or Hammond, so everything's starting to go good.
What they're going to lose is that name because it can't be Soldier Field anymore.
Agreed.
You move it to Hammond, Indiana. It can that I'll say that can't be Soldier Field.
And tradition.
That might be a problem.
Over 100 years, man.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. I always say, it is so much harder to build than it is to destroy.
Oh.
Right? If you think about it, the Titanic was built. It took 3 years to build the Titanic. That thing sunk in 2 hours. So there's the proof of it. You take 100 years of building legacy and you go put it in Hammond? Are you fucking kidding me? You can't make a deal?
Can I ask you a question, though?
Yeah,
honestly, first off, I don't know who makes the decision financially. Is it the mayor? Is it the governor? I don't know where the money's coming from, how much the team is going to pay for it. Are they going to sell bonds? Is it going to be a city thing?
Taxpayer stuff.
We don't know any of that, right?
No.
But to build the stadium that you're going to have to build for the Bears, it's going to have to be crazy, crazy stadium, right? Billions of dollars going to be spent. Mm-hmm. If you can get it done for even 30, 40% less and spend less money in taxes, okay, are you better off or not?
Well, no, but that's a great question from the ownership perspective.
Ownership,
right? Yeah,
absolutely.
I was going to disagree with that, but from a city of Chicago,
listen,
and you're going to
could
lose
be worse.
The Bears?
I could be arguing the fact that I can just move to Indiana completely and start calling us the Indiana Bears.
A lot of good things going on in Indiana.
That's what I'm saying.
Title,
less money in taxes. You're going to spend a lot less on real estate.
Yeah, that's for sure. I would just if I'm in the Chicago.
Oh my God, the hate mail I'm about to get from Chicago.
No, I mean we're actually sticking up for them. Man. The legislature, who's ever in the political arena, you guys
I don't
are
even know who they
idiots.
are. They're
idiots.
It's incredible.
It's like, so stupid.
You know what? I think that they went and read the Oakland playbook and they just figured, let's just try to figure out how to do it the way they did it, right?
And there's another team. They really didn't want to leave.
No.
That's another team. Now,
two teams, not one, two.
They went to Las Vegas, which is nowhere, that's a lot further away than, Chicago.
I mean, for the Raiders, and the Raiders had already left, and come back. So for that city to let them go again to the city of Las Vegas, where they're going to be beloved, the city of Las Vegas, let me tell you something. If there's one thing people don't realize is they love their sports.
Yeah.
I mean, when I lived there, Lon Kruger was the head coach of the UNLV Running Rebels. Mm-hmm. And when I tell you, every game I went to was sold out. Sold out to the hilt. And not even the fact that even when they weren't great, the year before Lon got hired, they were always selling out. That's because we didn't have anything else to do over it. I mean, plenty to do. But I'm just saying, like, as far as sports, and that's why when hockey came there, it was huge. The Knights, other than the New York Rangers, they're the most expensive ticket in the NHL.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's a great experience. Anyone that's ever went to oh my God, what a place. I mean, they really put on a show.
It was absolutely gorgeous. Let's keep it moving. ESPN, I don't know. You know what? Remember I said last week that I have never seen an organization like the NBA try to destroy their product in a better way than the NBA is trying to destroy their product. I feel like ESPN is in the same ilk. They just try to destroy things.
You know what? Something pops in my head. I watched that show Landman, right, with Billy Bob Thornton. Yep. You probably don't watch it.
No, I do watch it.
Do you?
I think it's a great show. Yeah.
One of the things that he said is, all these little guys are always getting beat up when it comes to the oil game. They're just eaten up, chewed out, spit out. But the big boys, BP, ExxonMobil, he said something, was like, wow, that's so true. Too big to fail.
Too big to fail.
Too big to fail.
Too big to fail.
ESPN, now that they are no longer just ESPN, right? They are part of the big corporate logo of Disney and everything else, right? ABC. Too big to fail. Now they can say whatever the fuck they want and do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah,
and
but
even if they take a hit over here, they're going to make up for it over there.
Okay.
Too big to fail. They don't care.
Agreed.
They want to get their message out. And that's something I never thought about before. It's crazy.
But they're destroying their programming. Like eventually, they lose Sunday Night Baseball to NBC. So okay, get it. You still have ESPN still has Major League Baseball on all over. But they don't have Sunday Night Baseball, obviously, and they're replacing that with a Women's Day in Sports or Women's Sunday in Sports, where they're gonna put on like a WNBA game. If I don't know, at the time of doing this podcast, I don't know if it's changed at all, but the WNBA doesn't have a CBA.
I'm looking down in the cellar to see if I could see ESPN's ratings on Sunday night.
Right, like, is anyone going to watch it all? Right? Over baseball. Right.
I think it's hilarious. You see these shorts come up sometimes, and they're like, these women are arguing for equal pay for the WNBA.
There's no revenue.
And they look at the girl, and they're like, not only, do me a favor, can you name 3 teams in the WNBA? Forget about players. Can you name 3 teams? And if you can, name 5 players. Everyone knows Caitlin Clark. Outside of that, I couldn't name more than maybe 2 more. I mean, I'm not watching women. I'm sorry, ladies. It's just
I'm gonna tell a story here because the women seem to get pissed at me when I bring this up in terms of people not watching the WNBA. Which, you know what, they're forcing it down our throats. But when I used to coach youth basketball, right, this is the God's honest truth, and I wanted to show the young boys how to play the right way, I would show them clips of the UConn women's basketball team. The way they set screens, the way they move without the ball, their back screen, their picks, their fundamentals in shooting, because they did not have the ability to just run and dunk the ball.
Correct.
They had to play with great
fundamentals, no doubt.
Fundamentals. So when you're trying to teach the game, the UConn, Gino Auriemma, all those guys over there that coach and do a great job. I would show those videos. It's like,
that's awesome. You know what? That's a pretty awesome thing.
That's what I would do. Now, stop with the nonsense that you guys are as good or your product is as good as the NBA, because it's not. And ESPN, the same bullshit. They just keep ramming it up our asses.
I mean, if you literally took the worst college basketball
we went over this.
Right?
The worst.
Against their best of the best. Destruction. It wouldn't even be close.
And I'm going to take it a step further. If you took a top 25 high school team, a top 25 in the country high school team, it's not even a game. It's not even a game.
I mean,
it's not even a game.
Unless you go get the height. What if you don't have the height?
You're going to have the height, because that's why you're a top 25 team. You think you're number 2 in the country with full of midgets? Little people. I don't want to get upset.
Oh, God. Got misogyny. You're going after the little people.
But yeah, ESPN is trying to destroy their product, and another organization that's trying to destroy their product is the NBA, as they just keep going. So let's get to tanking.
My God.
Now, I'm going to read this off my phone. So if you haven't heard, the NBA is trying to combat tanking, which this is literally the easiest fucking thing in the world to do. And I'm going to say it again when I'm done reading this nonsense, okay? So this is what the NBA comes up with. This is what the hierarchy and the brain trust that completely has fucked up the league, this is what they come up with. You guys ready? To combat tanking, first-round draft picks can be protected only for the top 4 or top 14-plus selections. No one even really knows what that means. It's nonsense. Lottery odds freeze at the trade deadline or a later date, right? So that means whatever your odds are at that point, That's it. So you're not forced to lose any more games throughout the course of the season.
To get more balls in the...
Right.
Okay.
No longer allowing a team to pick in the top 4 in consecutive years and or after consecutive bottom 3 finishes. Absolutely stupid. Teams can't pick in the top 4 the year after making the conference finals. Even dumber. Even dumber.
What?
Lottery odds allocated based on 2-year records. Ridiculous. Lottery extended to include all playing teams. No one cares. Flatten the odds for all the lottery teams. That means they have the same balls in their little machine that they do there, the ping pong balls. JR, here is how you fix the fucking problem. NBA, I'm giving it to you for free. All the suits, the $1 trillion lawyers that you idiots pay in a sweatshirt, Nike, hoodie, hat. I'm giving you the fucking thing for free. Simple. Here you go. The team with the best record to miss the playoffs gets the most ping pong balls, and just work in reverse.
You said that to me like a month ago.
I said it for football too.
I'm like, that is brilliant.
The team with the best record to miss the playoffs gets the most ping pong balls, work in reverse. Simple. You're welcome. You don't have to cut old Chris Hodge a check for $6 gazillion like you do those idiot lawyers that give you the dumbest friggin' shit. This is stupid.
Some of that was just mind-blowing. I don't understand it at all. So now, if you're a good team and you want to trade away a good player to get a top 4 pick, you're not even allowed to pick.
So this protection with drafts is crazy.
Well, what happens? Let me ask you a question. What if you make the trade for a draft pick in a future draft, and at the time you're a middle of the pack team, and then when it comes time for the draft, you just made it to the top 4?
Well, Dallas did that against the Knicks. They had a top 10 protected a couple years ago, and they tanked a game.
Oh my
They
God.
literally tanked a game. So here's my issue with this. First of all, if you go to the conference finals, you can't draft in the top 4. Why? Because because they're worried about what OKC just did.
OKC, yeah.
So OKC is competently run. They have a great coach. They have a great general manager.
Phenomenal
Sam Presti, one of the
GM.
best of all time.
Best.
They're going to be around forever.
They are.
They're going to be around forever. And because of the trades they made last year, they're the number 1 team in the NBA right now, and they might have a top 5 pick next year. So what you're doing, in essence, is you're punishing a well-run organization with
Pretty
that
much.
stupid rule.
Yes.
Right. Now, there are teams out there that sometimes they just can't get it right. Where they're going to lose a couple years.
We know a few.
And right. But there's nothing wrong with that. Right? Like, if you look at the Dallas Cowboys, one of the greatest dynasties in the 90s, right? That team went 1-15 that first year under Jimmy Johnson.
Correct.
And they built up. They built up, and it became a dynasty. So I don't like that rule. And this thing, we're going to freeze it at the trade deadline. Get out of here. This is ridiculous. I don't get it.
The NBA has been tanking now for years, right?
They're the ones who invented it.
Ever since the game has changed, right? Even me, I used to be a huge NBA fan.
Sure.
You go back 25 years ago, when I got into this business, I've been in it for 31 years. I was like, I knew everything up and down NBA.
Absolutely.
I used to stay up till 1 a.m. watching all the West Coast games. I was so into it. I still have to do it. I still have to watch these games because of what we do for a living, but it is not as enjoyable as, not even close to what it used to be.
It's a tough product right now. They're shooting a lot of threes. The nerds got in with the analytics. And,
can't we, if we're going to make changes, can we make changes to the game to get back to playing some defense, to bring the scores? I don't want them in the 60s and 70s, but I wouldn't mind the scores nearing 100, like the old days, where if it went over 100, it's a guaranteed over. It's exciting. That's a lot of offense. Every game is 115 to 116 now.
I understand the math, and I understand the analytics of the math. Like, think about it. If you shoot 8 2-point, field goals, right, and you make 4, so you're shooting 50%, which is a great percentage, right? You've scored 8 points, right? 4 out of 8 points.
Sure.
If you shoot 9 3-point attempts and you make 3, you shot 1/3, right? And you got 9 points. So the math of it, math's out. Like, it makes sense, right? The problem is they're not playing defense, to your point. They're not playing defense like they used to. And the pace of the game got so fast that these guys just are complaining about it and being the biggest bitches for
What if
making $30 million.
reverted back to no 3-point line?
Nah, they're not going to do that because, Steph Curry, changed the game.
That's what I mean.
So here's the thing. I'm a big Steph Curry fan. He changed the game. He ruined the game.
He ruined it.
He changed it.
He did.
And he ruined it. And I'm not. This is nothing about Steph Curry. I think.
Listen, I love Chef. I do.
Great player. Great player. We had never seen a guy shoot the ball like he was able to shoot it.
So pure.
And unfortunately, and this goes back to coaching basketball. And this was right around the time Steph was at Davidson and breaking into the NBA. These kids used to come in and they used to just shoot a mid-range or shoot a layup and have fun. And then all of a sudden, a year or two later, they're coming in. All they want to do is shoot threes. And you know why that is? Because everyone could shoot a three. Not everyone can dunk.
Boy, that is the truth.
Everyone can shoot a three. Not everyone can dunk. And that's the thing.
But the percentage that you're going to hit and to rely, back in the day, you shot the three when you were coming from behind. You had to, try to get more possessions. You're not going to get inside as quickly. So you just start shooting up some threes. Maybe you get lucky. Now that's the whole game plan.
That's it. Well, we just did the math.
Right? It's just
you could shoot 33%, score more points as opposed to shooting 50%. From the math aspect of it, it checks out. But the overall defense,
the analytics aren't always right. Just because the numbers make sense, we've seen it how many times go wrong in the NFL that they're basing it on these dumbass analytics. And I'm like, and I'm. I used to play Tecmo Bowl. I'm the guy that goes for everything in Madden. But Jesus, man, this is real life football. This is the NFL. What are you idiots doing going for it on your own 32-yard line?
You look at it in the Super Bowl too. I forget what the score was. Oh, it was 19-0. They score a touchdown. New England scored a touchdown. He kicks the extra point.
You needed it too. Well, so we were arguing that at my house at a big party that you didn't come to. But that's another story. But they needed the 2 points regardless. They didn't have to get it on that touchdown. They could have gotten it on the next one.
Wait, who had that argument? Who was actually saying that?
Let me make sure we're talking about the right timing here.
It was 19-0. It was 19-0.
Correct.
And they scored a touchdown.
Yeah, we're talking about a different scenario.
Okay, great, because I was about
to say,
talking
about a different scenario.
That person the fuck out of the
There was
house.
a point where it was a 15-point game, and you needed to get
the two. We're not talking about that.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, we're talking
about 19-0. Yeah, no, you got to get 2 8s and a yes.
And they kicked the extra. Why? We just watched 5 months. Down 19, score a touchdown, go for 2.
You got to get 8.
You need the sheet.
You got to get 8.
Holy smokes, man!
There must have been a fix on a box somewhere.
I don't know. By the way, this podcast is sponsored by takingvegas.com and girlsthatgamble.live. When we do the interview with Bill Farmer, who is a Disney legend, coming up in about 5 minutes. That segment also sponsored by girlsthatgamble.live. They're doing a great job over at that site.
Awesome.
Go check out that site. $14.99 for 30 days of service. And those girls they're killing it,
They're
man.
kicking ass.
Yeah, they're doing a good job, man. If you want to make some extra money. Also, the guys at takingvegas.com, 10 great handicappers there. Go check that out. No free pick for you. You did your job in the NFL. We keep talking about it.
I do have something I like tonight in the NBA, but I don't think it'll get out in time.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
I gave it out on the interviews and everything else. So.
Oh, 10 o'clock?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, no problem.
All right, so Clippers coming off of a nice win against Denver yesterday.
Good come from behind win, too.
Right, good come from behind victory, but a lot of points, a lot of up and down. Off of an 8-day rest, got the rust off. They're going to be a little sore with back-to-back. Taking on the Lakers, obviously they don't have to travel far, but nonetheless, Lakers with the 8 days of rest, everyone coming out healthy. The line's already shot up from 6.5 to 7.5. It's not even going to be close. I'm going to say 11 to 15, but they can win this game by more than 20, get all over the Lakers for an absolute pummeling of their buddies over there.
They should have enough time to get that in.
I think so.
Yeah,
depends on when you watch the podcast. So.
Yeah. I'm going over to tomorrow. I hit last week. We had Kentucky when they played Florida, and they got down actually big in that game, but they ended up covering the game.
Yeah, nice one.
And again, so to reiterate, doing this podcast at around 4 o'clock now, Eastern Standard Time. Big game tomorrow, Houston and Arizona. By the way, tomorrow, great college basketball action. Because you have Michigan, Duke, and that game's being played in Washington. You have Houston and Arizona. That literally, now I know Houston and Arizona are in the same conference. That could be the Final Four.
Yeah, it could be. It really could be.
No disrespect to UConn. They're going to be around too.
Yeah.
But these 4 teams that are playing tomorrow, that literally could be the Final Four.
Could.
I think the Houston-Arizona is going to be the game is going to be a great game. It loses a little flavor because Pete is hurt from Arizona. Cole Pete, he's injured. But I just think it's too many points. Right now, upon doing this podcast, Houston is -5.5. And Arizona's lost 2 games this year. They haven't lost by more than 4. I know, and those 2 losses happened recently. But I just think Arizona with those freshmen, they play really well. Houston's off some tough games, as is Arizona. They just beat BYU. But I just think 5.5. Point of doing this podcast is too many points. I think Arizona stays within that number.
I kind of like your pick there, man. I obviously don't like them being down, one of their better players.
Yeah.
That's
but he's had a couple games where.
And they have depth.
They do have depth. But if you go look at their last, they didn't have him against BYU. They won. No. And you look at the 2 games prior to that, he really didn't score. He got hurt early in the Texas Tech game. They still covered that game. By the way, sad injury there to Texas Tech. They were playing well, and Toppin blows his ACL out.
That was tough, man.
But I just think it's going to be a close game. I really do. And I could see
I could see a lot of back and forth, a lot of change, score change.
Yeah, I just think, it's going to come down to the wire. And when you think you got a game, it's going to come down to the wire against 2 very evenly matched teams. You don't.
It is a big number.
Yourself. You take
it is a big number.
So.
And not for nothing, you're taking Houston. You're taking one of the best coaches in college basketball. Love Kelvin Sampson.
Well, I'm not taking Houston. I'm taking Arizona.
Arizona, excuse me.
But he is one of the best coaches in college.
Absolutely.
And so is the guy from Arizona is doing a fantastic job. All right. So I'm going to let you close it out here. Stay tuned. We got legendary voice actor, Disney legend Bill Farmer coming on.
And guys, get on the Lakers tonight and go out there and make some money.
Keep it right here for a great interview. All right, back here on the Bet Big Talk Loud podcast, and we are honored to have Disney legend, comedian, and voiceover actor Bill Farmer. He joins the Bet Big Talk Loud podcast, and this interview is sponsored by girlsthatgamble.live. Go check out the website, get a 30-day price. It's low, and they're doing a lot of great things, winning games over there. So, Bill, thank you so much for spending some time with us today.
Oh, my pleasure. Great to be here. And I just noticed that my 2 dogs jumped up on the couch.
Love it.
So,
love that, man.
I've got an audience right here, too.
That's awesome, man. What type of dogs?
Well, this is Scout. I'll bring you up there.
I love it.
Scout is there, and this is Skipper. He's a little bully.
Oh, my God.
Come on, buddy. Say hi. Yeah, there you go. And they're rescue dogs, and I always love dogs and stuff. So this guy, Skipper, was found in a dumpster, actually. And a friend of my daughter-in-law's, friend of them, got this dog and found out it needed a home, and we took him in and everything. We didn't have a dog at the time. And then Scout is the only one tough enough to play with this bully right here. And we brought her over here to see if they'd be a good match. And they play and they run. They sound like they're ripping each other apart.
Love it.
In the front lawn. And they became best friends. And now not only am I doing animated dogs like Goofy, howdy guys, I got real dogs too.
I love it. A couple weeks ago, maybe about a month ago on this podcast, we posed the question, if you had to shoot your best friend or your dog, who would you choose? Now, I chose I would shoot my best friend.
That'd be, that's a toughie.
Right?
Wow.
That's not an easy
my
question.
Worst friend, it's no problem. But best friend, that's a toss-up, right? I might have to flip a coin.
Right. I mean, I had my best friend call me immediately, and he's like, "You're serious about this?" And absolutely, I'll never put my dog down. Sorry, buddy. It is what it is. But
maybe that's the last time he's your best friend.
I have to seriously reconsider my life choices, is what he said to me. Bill, man, I always say the world needs more laughter, so let's have some fun with this. I'm fascinated with voiceover actors because, I mean, the first question is, how do you even know, and when do you find out that you have the talent to do these type of things?
It was when I was watching TV as a kid. I grew up in South Central Kansas, a little town, Pratt, Kansas, 7,000. We had wheat and tornadoes. I think that's all we had there. And but I could watch cartoons, and I would come to dinner, and I'd practice the voice, or movie stars, and I'd do an old Jimmy Stewart or something. Mom, I need some more mashed potatoes. And my dad would look at me and, what the heck is going on? Something's wrong with this kid, and who knew it would turn into a career? And then when I got old enough to drive, we'd go through places like, McDonald's, and they'd say, order in a weird voice. And I'd go, I'd like a Whopper with cheese, and Arnold the pig would like a Coca-Cola. And they'd look out, and my friends
what
would
the
laugh.
hell is going on, right?
Right, it became a thing, Didn't know it would turn into a career.
I love it. And that sounds like a really fun way to make a career. Like just making people laugh and having some fun, doing some voices on animation and everything. That is an incredible talent. And you just did a couple voices. Like you could do it instantly. Like just you're Bill Farmer 1 second and you're Foghorn Leghorn the next second.
That boy's about as sharp as a bowling ball. Yeah, I remember all those little sayings and stuff. And but it wasn't until I moved to Los Angeles in 1986, actually, that it really took off. I did about 5 years of stand-up comedy. I lived in Dallas at the time and started doing stand-up. Went to a comedy club. They had an open mic night. And I said, you know, if I don't give this a shot and see what I can do, I'm going to kick myself later. And luckily it went over pretty well. I started going back. And then I spent the next 4 or 5 years doing stand-up comedy across the country. And then decided to move out to Hollywood to see what I could do in show business, because this is what you did in those days. And then about 6 months later, they said, do you do any of the Disney characters? My agent said they were looking for the voice for each of the main characters, Mickey, Donald, Goofy, Minnie, and everything. And Goofy was my favorite. And gosh, I've been doing his voice since I was a kid.
It's amazing.
And out of about 1,200 people that tried out, they liked mine.
Wow.
And they don't sign you to a long-term contract. Even today, after 39 years, it's still a new contract. I'm like the plumber. They got a job, I go do it, and then I hope they use me again next time.
You know, and that's amazing. I would never be able to do this job. First of all, I can't do the voices. That's number one. But number two, I'm such a child. Like, I'm so immature that my wife, I would just start using the voices to get into an argument with her. Like, we have a Ford, I would just start using the voices. I would do that around my house all the time. She would get so tired of me.
Yeah, that was just, I guess, the best thing I was good at, and it's worked out, and it's the best career ever. And gosh, through the years, I've had some amazing events and amazing people that I've run into. And being a sports show, I can tell you the biggest thing that anyone's ever said to me was way back the 10th annual Television Hall of Fame. I was in Florida at a Disney event, and they took me to this gathering. I got to meet Walter Cronkite and a bunch of other. And then I turned around, and here was Muhammad Ali, and I got introduced to him. He was there because Howard Cosell, if you remember Howard Cosell,
Sure.
Howard Cosell, of course, Ali listing out in the middle of the ring, you know, that kind of thing. But he was sick. Ali was picking up the award for him, and I got introduced to him. And I went nuts. I was, oh my God, it's you. I can't believe this. This is such a big thrill. And he goes, and I told him I did Goofy's voice. And he said, do you ever talk to kids in hospitals? And I said, yeah, Make-A-Wish Foundation, famous phone friends, stuff like that. I'll talk to kids in hospitals. He said, man, then you're my hero, and shook my hand. I've never forgot that. That was a very insightful thing. It wasn't what of me. It wasn't about me. It was about them. It was what you give back.
Sure.
And that was really interesting. And I've never forgotten that saying. And that's kind of what I keep in my head. When I'm doing these voices, I got to do my best. You get out there, you're giving back. You're
Sure.
giving. You're making everyone else have a good time.
Making everyone laugh.
It's lasted almost 40 years now. And
That's
it's good
amazing.
fun.
You know, it's the synergies you and I have. You're a dog guy. I mean, my wife tells me, "Oh, you'll choose the dogs over me." Maybe not overly true, but there might be some truth to that.
Yeah, maybe not all the time.
Maybe not all the time. Every now and again. And Muhammad Ali, my two favorite athletes. Actually, I'll go with my three favorite athletes: Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali, by far, my favorite boxer. I was born in 1979, so I didn't get to see any of his good fights live, but I always watched them on the video. And Muhammad Ali is to me, I'm sure to you as well, the greatest of all time.
Absolutely. And like I say, I met a few people over there, and one you just met there. Let me
Oh, you got Kobe Bryant.
I do, if I can get it up here. Yeah.
Yeah, Kobe Bryant, man, when he passed, man, that was just a terrible day in my house. He was just growing up watching him, and the Mamba, man, him and I always say the top two basketball players that I've ever seen, in Jordan and Kobe.
Oh yeah, I'm having trouble with my phone here. I can't do this.
But you,
But
yeah, you had a good experience with Kobe Bryant and his daughter.
yeah, he actually did an animated short called Dear Basketball.
Yes.
And there was the Annie Awards, which I've won an Annie for doing a goofy thing, and he was there, and I got introduced to him, and I did a video with him and his daughter. I don't know if it was the one that passed with him, but he was great. He was a great guy and so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the worst days. And, you know, I know you're not a sports guy, but you are a Kansas alum, correct?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, University of Kansas. Not too much in football, but basketball, they're pretty good.
There you go. Rock Chalk Jayhawk, man. Now,
absolutely.
I had Fred Davis on. He's the #1 rated Dallas sports talk radio host, nighttime, okay? 105.3 down in Dallas. And the two things you cannot mess with this man with: Kansas City Chiefs and the Kansas Jayhawks. Like, if you say something bad about one of them, he immediately turns on you.
Yeah, my sister lives in Kansas City, and same thing there. You don't say anything bad about the Chiefs.
Can't say the Chiefs. Can't say the. I mean, hey, Fred. You know the Chiefs might be coming down. You don't know what you're talking about. They get off. I'm like, oh my! What I just said. They win the Super Bowl every year. They're having a bad year, but yeah, man. So Kansas they're gonna have a shot this year. They're gonna have a shot if they stay healthy. If they get the kid Peterson back and going. They're going to have a shot.
Great team. Yeah, I spent four fun years up there. So that was a good old times. Allen Fieldhouse, where I saw a lot of great shows and a lot of good basketball too.
Absolutely. Now, you were involved with one of the most famous movies that I think. I mean, Space Jam 1. Not the imposter movie, not number 2 with LeBron.
Right.
Space Jam with Michael Jordan, you know, I always thought that was one of the best movies, especially growing up during that time. And you voiced a few characters in that movie.
Oh, I did. Mel Blanc, who was kind of my idol when I was a kid, did all of the Warner Brothers characters: Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Foghorn, you know, Sylvester. And I got Sylvester, Yosemite Sam, and Foghorn Leghorn in that movie. And Foghorn was my favorite of the Looney Tunes characters. And like I say, you know, that boy's about as sharp as a bullet. All of those sayings and that. And so, you know, I don't do Sylvester too much for people because you spit on them. You know, it's sorry about that. Here's a napkin. And Bugs Bunny I've done, and Robot Chicken and Daffy. Oh, brother, ain't I a stinker? You're despicable. You know?
I mean, that
it
talent,
was a weird life.
That talent is the fact that you could just do that, right? Like, I'm talking to Bill Farmer right now, and then you feel like you're talking to, like I said, Foghorn or Bugs or whatever. And you've watched this on television, and I was like, who the hell does these voices, man? And how do they keep a straight face doing some of this stuff?
Oh, well, you do it over and over. For example, when I've been doing Mickey Mouse Clubhouse since 2006, and I'm still doing that. And I'm doing it from my home studio here in my house, which started during COVID. Everyone was locked down, and so everyone was recording from their own house and just doing a Zoom call like this, and you'd have the director on. And that's the way it still is. My son's an audio engineer, and so he kind of does the technical stuff, and all I have to sit there. I got my script. And we don't see anything. A lot of people think that you do the animation and then the voices, but no, it's the other way around.
Wow, I never knew that. I thought you were actually seeing what was going on.
No, we don't see it till it comes out on TV about a year and a half later.
Wow.
So hopefully you do it good and hope, oh, that's what they meant. Okay. Sometimes you kind of figure, okay, I'll just give it a shot, see what happens.
I see, and that's what I was going with. Like, I didn't know that. And Foghorn Leghorn, every time he gets into a fight with the dog, like, and he's hitting the dog with the paddle or throwing a pie at it. I'm like, how does anyone keep a straight face while they have to be this voice right now?
Yeah, they probably don't when they're recording it, but you can do it. You can do it over and over and over until you get it right. And that's not a problem. Now, there's what's called ADR, additional dialogue recording, which you might add incidental characters into a movie or something like. Probably the most obscure thing I've ever done was in the movie Beauty and the Beast, when Gaston is singing about decorating with antlers, and he throws 3 eggs up in the air and they swallows them, and during the song, and is and that's me. I'm my eggs. So I didn't get a screen credit for that, but I did that.
Oh,
You
that's
never know
awesome.
what you get to do.
Right. That's awesome, man. That seems like that line of work, man. I mean, my line of work, if I give out, VCU St. Louis tonight in college basketball and I lose it, the whole world wants to kill me. And that you're making people laugh. Like, who's winning this battle?
The best thing now, I do a lot of Comic-Cons around the country.
Okay.
And people will come and they'll say hi. And I get so many great stories and meet a lot of the other actors and everything, because we do it now alone. I don't have like Mickey and Donald in the studio with me. It's just my lines. So it's me alone. And because they started that during COVID and they're still doing it. And but at Comic-Cons, I get all the people that come up and say, when I was a kid, I watched a Goofy movie and I sided with Max, Goofy's son. And now I've got kids, I side with Goofy. I see what we're talking about. So you never know the stories you get.
And we're joined by Disney legend Bill Farmer. Again, this interview sponsored by girlsthatgamble.live. Bill, there's so many great things. I mean, I grew up on cartoons, so many different ones. Obviously, Bugs Bunny, the top one. You also did Yosemite Sam, correct?
In the same movie.
In the same movie.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's one of the toughest voice to do. Rabbits. You do that for about an hour, and you start sounding like the Godfather.
Wow, it is just amazing how your guys and people who do what you do for a living, they're able to change their vocal cords and do that. I mean, what a talent that is. I mean, I thought picking games for a living was a talent, but this stuff is easy, man. Like, compared to this stuff.
It's a lot of people want to do it, and it's difficult because there's so many more people that want to do it than there is work. So I've been very fortunate to have a character like Goofy that's been popular for nearly 40 years, and so I'm still doing that. And that's almost, I think, about a record here in Hollywood. I don't know anybody that's done a single character longer that hasn't been replaced, that they didn't take a hiatus or something. So no, it's been steady work. I've been very, very fortunate.
That's awesome to hear. And you're involved with a video game, right? Kingdom Hearts 4. Are you doing that as well?
Yeah, that is being produced now. So video games are totally different. In that case, we are watching the video because it was done first in Japan. And so I'm hearing the Japanese Goofy in my headphones, and I have to use however long he talked to put the American words in and say, "Come on, Sora, let's go." And if I do it too slow, I got to do it a little longer. Or if I do it, too fast, I got to slow it down or speed it up to make sure it fits in that. We have to do it over and over again. So a game like that can take 2-3 years of off and on recording to get done.
Wow. So
not done yet.
Your greatest asset is your voice. Now, like, what you get sick, something, and you come down with, like, you can't work like that. You got a sore throat. Like, that's got to be a tough in terms of trying to do your job.
I've been real lucky. In the last 40 years, I've only missed about 5 to 7 days of work. I had to put off a session. Luckily, I just haven't gotten that sick, and not vocally at least, where I couldn't work. And sometimes I can feel crummy, but I can still work.
Yeah, like I said, if I had your talent, man, the fights I would get into with my wife, I would just start fighting with her as Goofy. And that would probably end the fight because she would start laughing. I would have to think she started. Depends what I did wrong, but I mean.
Exactly right. My wife was mad at me one night, so I got at the end of the bed and I put a sock on my hand. I was really sorry that he said that. You can't argue with a sock.
Right, right. And you have to, that immediately has to diffuse the situation, right. I mean, how bad could it have been what you did that the sock can't fix?
Right. And that's helped me out many times,
Now I got completely off topic. You have dogs, right? I have 2. You have 2. Are they allowed to sleep on the bed? Do you let them?
Yes.
Of course,
I
right?
did that when my wife was away once. It looked like, and I invited them up on the bed. never a night since then have they not slept on the bed. It's just part of it now.
So now we talking about fights with the wife. Now my dogs also sleep on the bed. Boy, my wife, she's trying to come up with every imaginable way to get these dogs to not sleep on the bed. I'm like, they're sleeping on the bed. I don't know what to tell you. Like and I swear, I don't know.
Jump in and they just look at you when we get ready to go to bed, and they're sitting there. Okay, I'm ready to nap. You know?
I mean, I've been with my wife for 28 years. I know you've been with your wife forever as well. You know, I sat there
now. So
I mean, about a week ago. It was just about a week ago, and I'm like, you can get out. They're not going anywhere. Like, she's. Yeah, that didn't go too well.
Me warm.
Yeah, man. Bill Farmer, I know you got a busy schedule today. Thank you so much for spending some time here on the Bet Big Talk Loud podcast. I knew this was going to be a blast. I knew this was going to be a lot of fun, and it actually exceeded my expectations.
Oh, well, thank you so much. It was a lot of fun, a lot of reminiscing, and things come back. And yeah, it's been a kind of a quote an old movie. It was a wonderful life, and it still is. It's all going on still.
All right, that's Disney legend Bill Farmer. Thank you so much for joining. All right, that's going to wrap up this edition of the Bet Big Talk Loud podcast. Hope you just enjoyed that interview with Disney legend Bill Farmer. A lot of laughs. He did a great job, and some of those voices brought back a lot of memories and just a fun guy to talk to. Free picks, if you are able to get it in for Friday. It's 10 o'clock game Eastern time. JR gave you the Lakers. For me, over on to college basketball tomorrow. If the winner on Kentucky last Saturday, give you another underdog going with Arizona plus the points. Again, no Koa Pete. Just be aware of that. And the line could move. It's Friday. This game is obviously being played on Saturday. I'm giving you the line that I have it out right now, but Arizona plus 5.5. If you're in the New York area and you want a great place to go visit, watch some games, have some fun, go visit The Spread Bar and Grill. If you want to check it out on Instagram, The Spread NY, and over on the internet, thespreadbarandgrill.com. Guys, have a great Friday. Enjoy the weekend, make some money, and we'll catch you back next week on the Bet Big Talk Loud podcast.